Hello everybody, I'm going to try and do this video now. I've been trying to do this for ages and I don't know what it is. There's something wrong with me today and I just can't seem to actually talk and get this video out. So, I'm going to try and do it from a different I'm going to try and tell it a different way. First of all, I just want to say that I don't think I've got a cure for bullying and I don't think I know how to stop it. I'm merely saying my experience and what I did to get through it, and like ultimately I did end up stopping bullying. But then I don't know if that was just because obviously I've got older, so people have grown up or something, but yeah. Right. First thing that I'd say that doesn't work is ignoring it. You always get told in school, ignore bullies, ignore them, don't listen to what they say, brush it off. That, for me, that was one of the worst things to do. All that did was the people used to call me names and things. All it did was then they would up what they were doing, like they would start punching me and throwing things at me and hiding my bag and filling it up with water and stuff, because obviously how the hell am I supposed to ignore that? They knew that if they punched me or something, what am I going to do? Oh, just a punch, get over it. That hurts. So in my eyes, ignoring it doesn't really help. Like, I'm not saying go beat the crap out of someone, but there's better ways to handle it than, like I will explain in a minute. But then, I'm sorry, there's some walking through my garden. Yeah, so ignoring it doesn't really help. It just makes it worse. Well, in my case, anyway. Number two, telling a teacher. Again, that for me, that just didn't. Well, it didn't make it worse, but it just didn't do anything. Like, I'd tell teachers that someone's just punched me in the face. What gets done about it? Absolutely nothing. All they got done when people do things like that, they got a detention for like half an hour, or they lost their break time or something. What is that actually going to do? It's not going to stop someone from bullying. Do you know what I mean? It's so stupid. Our teachers were so crap. Like, the good educators, I mean, when they become to discipline things, they were just crap. I don't know how they managed to get the jobs, honestly. It was ridiculous. They just don't do a single thing about bullying. Absolutely stupid. Now, stuff that did help. This one's a bit of a weird one. You have to be really, really friendly to your bullies. I know that sounds really weird, but I've actually got a story about one of them. I'll tell you in a minute. If you see someone being really horrible to you and they're being horrible, don't. Like, fair enough, if you're going to be a bitch about it and start telling them to fuck off and they're assholes, they're twats, now go kill, like, do you know what I mean? That, I'm not surprised you're going to get people still calling you names, because they're getting reactions out of you, and to be fair, you're not exactly being nice to them. Well, now, what I used to do is if someone was, they used to call me Rolykins for some weird reason. I don't understand how they thought that was offensive in any way. So whenever I used to go into classroom or something, they were like, alright, Rolykins, like, gay boy, I'd be like, oh, hiya, you right? Just play out to what they were saying. I'd play, like, and they used to send me, like, letters and things, like, grotesque, think about it, they were quite grotesque. But I was like, oh, thanks, I'm going to cherish this letter forever. And I wouldn't, honestly, I just didn't pay attention to what they were saying. In that sense, I was just being really nice. Now, the story that goes with that, I came out of one of my IT lessons once, and there was a guy in a classroom, because we used to have like an IT classroom here, and then you literally got out the door, and there was like an English classroom right next to it, and he had to stay behind because he did something in lesson, and he had to move all the tables around. I don't know what he was doing fully, and he was moving tables around, and I walked past, and I looked in, I was like, so I walked in, like, do you want some help? Just like jokily, do you know what I mean, jokily friendly kind of way, because he used to be really horrible to me, and obviously never used to offend me, because there was always something about him that was a bit different than the rest, and I was like, do you want some help? So and he was like, ended up saying yes. I was like, oh, okay. So I ended up helping him, blah 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 blah. We ended up going out for about 2 months. So don't judge bullies. Some of them are just struggling with their own sexuality, and they just want hugs. Just go, if you see a bully, go and hug them. You might get punched in the face half the time, but you know, all they want is hug and love. Now the last one, it is easy if you're out, obviously, for obvious reasons. When it got to about year 12 and year 13, obviously that's when I came out to everyone. And fair enough, I didn't really get half as much as what I used to do, due to the fact that I was being really nice to these people. I wouldn't be horrible to them. But now and then you would get the slander comment like, you flying bitch, gay. But if anyone used to do that, like gay boy, I'd be like, yep. Or, you're such a faggot. Yep, I know I am. Because what else are they going to say to you then? Nothing. They can't. unless they punch you, but then it's very like unlikely about that. Because you'd always notice that they would only ever really do something if they were in a big group. Like if they were just by themselves, they wouldn't do anything. Like it was really funny actually, there was this guy, he used to be in a big group, but if you ever caught him by himself, he used to be really scared of me, and I don't understand why. He was a lot bigger than me, I don't understand why he used to be scared of me, so it's great. But yeah, so that was some tips, I hope some of them helped. And I've actually managed to get this video out. I'm actually quite surprised I actually managed to do this. I tried to do it loads, and there was something wrong with me today. So yeah, that's my tips, and I hope they help. So, go away. There was, if you got bullied in school, or you are, and you dealt with them different ways than what I did, tell me. I want to know how like other people coped with it as well. So yeah, do a response video if you really want to. I probably won't get any because, you know, I never do. And comment, tell me what you went through in school and then how you dealt with it, and I want to see if, like, you know, we did anything similar. But yeah, so that was it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. It wasn't as good as what I thought it was going to be, but it was okay. For people who haven't seen it yet, I'll show you my neck piercing. I don't know if you can see it, because obviously I can't see the camera, but yeah, there it is. I love it. It did not hurt at all, so if you're gonna get it done, it doesn't hurt. But yeah, so there we go. See you next time.